And next up, we have Mr. Bill Joyner. Good evening, Mr. Joyner.
Good evening to all our friends at home and to those here in the audience tonight, to our board members and administrators. I was doing some research today on graduates of Franklin High School. Ran across an article that had just recently been published about Jan Welch, Jill's her sister, who was a National Merit Scholar in 1967, my class. The closest I ever got to being a National Merit Scholar was going with Jan Welch to a movie. And then my brother 2 years later, who was a National Merit Scholar from Franklin High School. I never made it that far. And then I was listening to our wonderful principals. Janet, you do a great job. We commend you. And I remember my principal at Franklin High School, David Ammerman, a great man who died too young in his life. But it made me think back to what a great school district we have, but I'm a little bit troubled. I received an email with a lot of information about this property sale in December, and it bothered me. It bothered me because it raised some questions in my mind about how we can go from a district that wants to embrace and encourage people to be active and involved when there are, in fact, serious questions that are being raised. I'm concerned enough that I'm here tonight to suggest to you, the board members, our administrators, to provide answers to the questions that I had never met Mr. Johnson before, but that he raised. That some of us in the community who are strong advocates of this district and want to see a new bond issue put before the voters for $160, $190, $200 million in order to rebuild our schools for the future, to attract young families to our town. But in order for some of us to take that next step and encourage the support of our school district, I think we have to find out what really happened with that piece of property. And that would suggest, in the short time that I have, that if the district, the administrators, and the school board members are unwilling or unable or don't want to do it, then perhaps you need to take a look at inviting 3 or 4 members of the community appointed by you to take a look at the facts and present it back. Somebody like a Bill Freed, who is in fact an able CPA, Mr. Livonia, who has only the best interests of the community, who can take a look, who, even though he's a friend of mine, disagrees with me all the time, and he says it very clearly at breakfast at the Senate Coney Island. To find 3 or 4 people in this town to take a look at the facts and to prepare a report and bring it back. I do not feel that we can nor should we move forward anymore with the sale of property, the discussion of the sale of property, or even a bond issue until this issue is resolved. And I think that it has to go. There's no aspersions cast here. I don't know what was right or wrong. I know that I got an email that had all of this information in it today, and that's why I'm here tonight. One, because I heard that the National Merit Scholars were going to be here, and I wanted to just see what it was like that I could have been, but I never was. I'm lucky to have graduated from high school, much less college. But I do know that I have a tremendous feeling and love for this district, because if, in fact, our community is going to grow and thrive and, in fact, design a whole new community in the future, our schools are going to play an integral role. And as a result, we have to reinstill a sense of trust. And I think that it has been in some way taken a step back as a result of what may or may not be an incorrect decision last December.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Joyner.